Hello and welcome. You're watching the Explosive Exclusive. I'm Padmaja Joshi. The Supreme Court's decision today to uphold the abrogation of Article 370 comes as a big vindication for the Modi government. It puts a supreme stamp of approval on BJP's 2019 move to fully integrate Jammu and Kashmir with the rest of India. But the seeds of this move were sown decades back. In fact, the abrogation of Article 370 has been an article of faith for the Bharatiya Janata Party even before it was formed. Remember, the BJP picked up the cry of Ek Nishan, Ek Vidhan, Ek Pradhan, which was given by Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and made it an article of faith. The Prime Minister himself has been at the forefront of the push to scrap Article 370, not just in recent years, but from the time that he was a pracharak in the 80s. In a 1984-85 speech at the Sangh Siksha Varg in Pune, when the Prime Minister was just an RSS worker, he highlighted how land laws of J&K were discriminatory, specifically pointing to Articles 370 and 35A. Later in the 80s and the early 90s, Narendra Modi, as a BJP worker, travelled the state and interacted with locals as well as soldiers to understand the ground reality of Jammu and Kashmir. But it was in 1992 that he was given the responsibility of organising the Ekta Yatra from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. The 45-day-long yatra traversed through 14 states before reaching Kashmir, and it called for the abrogation of Article 370. This was the period which was particularly tumultuous, and terrorism was at its peak. Despite open threats from terrorists that said anyone who would raise the tricolour in Kashmir would be killed, Modi, along with senior leaders like Murli Manohar Joshi, eventually hoisted the Tiranga at Lal Chowk. In fact, the Prime Minister even recounted this historic moment when addressing the Parliament many years later.
लाल चौक में पोस्टर्स लगाए, दीवारों पे लिखा है, जिसने अपनी मां का दूध पिया हो वो श्रीनगर के लाल चौक में आए, आकर के भारत का तिरंगा झंडा फहराएं, और अगर वो जिंदा वापस जाएगा तो आतंकवादी उसके नाम देंगे। आतंकवादी काम खोल करके सुनिए, 26 जनवरी को परसों, अब चंद घंटे बाकी हैं, लाल चौक में फैसला हो जाएगा किसने अपनी मां का दूध पिया।
मैं भी जम्मू कश्मीर में यात्रा लेके गया था और लाल चौक में तिरंगा फहराने का संकल्प लेकर के चला था, और तब आतंकवादियों ने पोस्टर लगाए थे कि देखते हैं किसने अपनी मां का दूध पिया है, जो लाल चौक में आके तिरंगा फहराता है। पोस्टर लगे थे, और उस दिन वो 24 जनवरी थी, मैंने जम्मू के अंदर बड़ी सभा में कहा था, और तब मैंने कहा था आतंकवादी कान खोल करके सुन ले, 26 जनवरी को ठीक 11 बजे मैं लाल चौक पहुंचूंगा, बिना सिक्योरिटी आऊंगा, बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट के बिना आऊंगा, और फैसला लाल चौक में होगा किसने अपनी मां का दूध पिया।
The abrogation of Article 370 has been BJP's resolve for decades. It was founded in 1980, and every manifesto of the Saffron Party since talked about deleting the Article 370. From 80s right up till 2019, this promise has been an integral part of every election manifesto, but it was finally realized in 2019 with Home Minister Amit Shah underscoring that for real integration and for actually scorching any attempt to try and divide the country only in order to perpetuate the rule of certain parties and in the largest interest of Jammu and Kashmir, Article 370 must go.
1950 से मेरे पार्टी के अंदर हर घोषणा पत्र में के अंदर है कि हम 370 को निकाल देंगे। इस बार भी था, क्योंकि हमारा शुरू से मानना है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के हित में नहीं है, भारत के हित में तो नहीं ही है, मगर जम्मू कश्मीर के हित में भी नहीं है, और विशेषकर घाटी के हित में नहीं है मान्यवर। इसलिए मैं मानता हूं कि 370 तुरंत जानना चाहिए। सबसे पहले मैं स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं कि जम्मू और कश्मीर भारत का अंग है, अभिन्न अंग है। इसके बारे में कोई कानूनी या संवैधानिक विवाद नहीं है। इसकी स्पष्टता अध्यक्ष महोदय, भारत के संविधान और जम्मू कश्मीर का जो संविधान बना था उस वक्त, ये दोनों संविधान में बहुत क्लैरिटी के साथ की है। जम्मू कश्मीर ने भी इसको स्वीकार किया है कि वो भारत का अभिन्न अंग है। मैं जब जम्मू एंड कश्मीर बोलता हूं, माननीय सदस्य, इसलिए एग्रेसिव हूं कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के पीएको को आप भारत का हिस्सा नहीं मानते हो क्या? एग्रेसिव ना हो, जान दे देंगे इसके लिए। क्या बात कर रहे हो आप? एग्रेसिव होने की क्या बात कर रहे हो? जान दे देंगे इसके लिए। मैं ये बात रिकॉर्ड पर रखना चाहता हूं कि जब मैं सदन में जब जम्मू एंड कश्मीर राज्य बोला हूं, तब पाक ऑक्यूपाई कश्मीर और अक्साई चिन्ह दोनों इसका हिस्सा है। ये बात को
Is this day then really the realization of a dream of Kashmir being an integral part of India? And where does that leave parties who opposed the abrogation of Article 370? Dr. Nirmal Singh, former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, join us. But my first question is to you, former Union Minister and Senior Leader of the Congress, Mr. Saifuddin Soz. Do you think that your party, sir, was on the wrong side of history when they opposed the abrogation, considering that today the Supreme Court said the move was constitutional, legal and not malafide?
First of all, I must tell you that I don't represent this. I'm a congressman, but what I tell you, it is my personal opinion. I'm not representing Congress party in the sense I don't hold any position. So I am speaking for myself. My perception in mind is that the senior BJP leadership talks about Jammu and Kashmir. But I raise a question with them that around this time, a vast majority of the people of Jammu and Kashmir is decided on saying that it was wrong on the part of Union government to abrogate Article 370. This article was enunciated on the same time when our senior leadership decided to accede to India, because much earlier even Maharaja Hari Singh had retained subjects, many subjects for internal administration, and the top leader of Jammu and Kashmir, National Conference leader, decided that time in consultation with people that we shall accede to India, but the condition will be we shall have internal autonomy. That internal autonomy was woven into the constitution, not only constitution of India, but constitution of Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Soz, can I please interject at this point?
Strong enough to abrogate that constitution.
Mr. Soz, can I put a counter from what the Supreme Court's order is today? From the Supreme Court's judgment, since you talk about internal autonomy, the court specifically addressed this, and I said, I quote,
Court judgment.
In view of the above discussions, the following are the conclusions. The state of Jammu and Kashmir does not retain any element of sovereignty after the execution of the instrument of accession, and the issues of proclamation dated 25th November 1949, J&K does not have internal sovereignty. The Supreme Court has said there was no internal sovereignty.
You just my perception is that much above the Supreme Court of India is the People's Court. It is the people of Jammu and Kashmir state who will decide their future. They decided with the future with India, but laid a condition that we shall retain our internal autonomy. If you want to run Jammu and Kashmir without the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and as some people tell me privately, we have army there, we have security forces there, what can people of Kashmir do? I want to tell you that you
Mr.
can't
Soz,
run
don't you
Jammu
think the Supreme Court and the laws of the land govern the people and the politicians of Jammu and Kashmir?
Deal with the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
But they are also governed by the law of the land.
Yes, Jammu and Kashmir. Understand, didn't I tell you that much above Supreme Court is the People's Court? Let us go to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And a vast majority of Jammu and Kashmir people this time are very much dismayed that our internal autonomy has been taken away by the government of India.
And upheld by the Supreme Court of India.
That was not to be.
And upheld by the Supreme Court of India, which has found nothing malified.
In Kashmir. Supreme Court, I tell you, above Supreme Court is the People's Court. You are answerable to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay.
Who decided to go to secular India. They rejected other areas and they opted for a democratic country. Now, they had joined Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Patel. Now you have done a hera-pheri. You have unilaterally discarded the people of Jammu and Kashmir and their opinion.
Okay, let me get Dr. Nirmal Singh on this.
Do it by the spirit of the Constitution of India.
Okay, what do you mean by hera-pheri? Dr. Nirmal Singh, respond to 2 points raised by Mr. Saifuddin Soz. One, that a hera-pheri has been done, and 2, even above the Supreme Court is the People's Court, and people of Kashmir are dismayed by what has been done. Dr. Nirmal Singh.
Padmaja, first of all, I will congratulate the people of India and more so the people of Jammu and Kashmir that today is a historical day for the Indian nation, that Honorable Supreme Court has given a very landmark judgment integrating Jammu and Kashmir with India. Integration had been done on 5th August 2019, but it has been upheld by the Honorable Supreme Court. I'm sorry that a seasoned politician like Professor Saifuddin Soz saying it hera-pheri, when Honorable Supreme Court has done it, given a very comprehensive judgment, looking at all the aspects of the points raised by the petitioners. And after that, if he is saying so, I am very sorry. But we must rise above the party politics. We experimented one instrument, that is the instrument of 370 for 72 years. What it has given to us? What it 42,000 dead bodies, 4 wars with Pakistan, underdevelopment Jammu and Kashmir, unemployment, burn, every there's a stone pelting.
With the war with
But you have seen that after 5th August 2019, everything is normal in Jammu and Kashmir. And today, what is the situation in Kashmir? Even Kashmiris have welcomed it. And I'll suggest my senior colleagues, political parties and senior political people are leading. You must follow them. You are the leaders. You would have led the people and brought Jammu and Kashmir on the path of progress. But you are saying that 370 is the only way out for the progress and peace and prosperity of Jammu and Kashmir, which was not. This is one thing. Secondly, it was a constitutional question. Because Honorable Supreme Court has said it very rightly that the sovereignty lies with the President of India. Whereas these people, they are questioning the sovereignty of India. They were saying that it's a shared sovereignty, which is not. India is a federation. And as Honorable Supreme Court has said it, that it was a part of federation. Article 370 was in relation to the federal structure. Not sharing the sovereignty with India.
Then you have to consult
India
the people of Jammu and
is a sovereign country and nobody can share this sovereignty with it.
Professor Soz, I will just quote a small example to you. You mentioned right now, let me quote a specific example. You said the People's Court is bigger than anything else in this country. The people of Jammu and Kashmir, the Dalits working over there for the longest time were not allowed to do any other job other than scavenging, manual scavenging and other jobs like that. Are they not people of Jammu and Kashmir who were denied their basic rights only because of their caste, because of the existence of Article 370? What about those people and their court?
No, not at all. Listen to me, Article 370 has nothing to do with Dalit Samaj separately. It is a constitutional provision that was there. that in our internal affairs we shall be sovereign, because at the time of accession it was decided that we actually initially Maharaja Hari Singh acceded in 4 departments: currency, defense, foreign affairs, etc. So later it was extended, but in consultation with the constitution, with the Jammu and Kashmir government as representative body. So government of India went wrong.
No, sir, you spoke of the people. I wanted your opinion specifically on the rights of a certain section of people in Jammu and Kashmir being denied. The only reason I asked this question is you said the people of Kashmir are dismayed. The counter to that is only a section of people who wanted monopoly over what Kashmir should do and what Kashmir should be like are dismayed.
No, I didn't say people of Kashmir. I said people of Jammu and Kashmir.
But sir, Dalits of Kashmir are happy.
The masters of their destiny.
Dalits of Kashmir are happy. Today they can do skilled jobs as opposed to the sanitation work they were forced to do earlier.
No, there was no compulsion. You must know that the weakest, so many representatives from every corner of India held high positions in the Indian system. Our President of India, Narayanan, at one point of time, he said it. And you must know he came from a very backward family.
Sir, he did.
Tamil Nadu.
He did, and I wonder if he could have if he was from Jammu and Kashmir.
The strongest presidents.
Sir, I'm talking about Dalits in Kashmir. I'm not talking Dalits across India. Yes, Dalits and people of every community in India have progressed, have occupied top constitutional posts. But why couldn't Dalits in Kashmir do it? I'm out of time, unfortunately. I'm out of time. But the Supreme Court's verdict today puts a stamp of approval on what was done in 2019. The ramifications are right in front of the viewers. Thanks very much, both gentlemen, for joining us with your wisdom.